Hello everyone. Welcome to Fast Track on Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen and joining us today Dr. Shekhar Salkar, who is an oncologist surgeon. He is also the president of National Organization of Tobacco Eradication. Welcome to Herald Global. First of all, I would like to begin by asking you, what is your role at the National Organization for Tobacco Eradication?
This organization was started by late Dr. Sharad Vaidya in somewhere around in 1980s. And then after his death, I have taken over that from 1994 onwards. Now I am there. I was a secretary first, and now I am the president of the National Organization of Tobacco Eradication. It's a national NGO. So we have been looking after this even in 2006 when Mr. Bachchan had done that family picture with a cigar in his hand. And all over Goa there were billboards put up, and that time also he had said sorry, and that he has withdrawn all those boards that time. So I was quite happy that he has done that this time also. As an organization, we look after everything like awareness on tobacco, give lectures to the schools and all. We have done a lot of studies to show that advertisement does affect the younger child, which was done in 1986 during the first the World Cup, which was held in India, which was sponsored by ITC that time. So on that also we have done a thing. School curriculum also we have told government to what's from 8th standard onwards, what all should be included in that, which is now going on there now, like the TOFI program of the central government, which is based on our findings that time. So in way of this, we have been doing a lot of work in anti-tobacco. We have had a cessation clinic also. I was the first one who went to this with another 11 NGOs from all over India to Bangkok. We were sent by the government, central government, to see their cessation clinics. And then we almost for 2 years, we did that program on cessation clinics also. Okay. We are now not having as of today cessation clinic, but we are planning to start again a cessation clinic in Panjim, which is our main headquarters there. Sure. So this way we are trying to do as much awareness as possible with the government. We are lobbying with the government, we are lobbying with the bureaucrats, and we are trying to see that how much these companies are trying their best to advertisement in different forms. So every time they do something different, we are there as a watchdog for help them government realize that these people are going overboard.
That's great. As a oncologist surgeon, can you tell us the impact of consuming pan masala or the people who are smoking?
You see that there is no discussion on this issue now. There was a discussion previously, but once that Surgeon General from USA in 1900 and almost 90s or 80s, and they have proved now that it is beyond doubt that tobacco kills. Now, tobacco will kill. You smoke 1 cigarette or you smoke 30 cigarettes, you are going to get killed. So in 1 cigarette, you may be pistol, you may be killed by the pistol, while in 30 cigarettes, you will be like machine gun. So you have to decide, you want to get killed by a pistol or you want to give a machine gun. So anyway, whatever tobacco you consume, there is no safe limit for tobacco. That you have to understand. There is no safe limit. Even 1 cigarette kills and 30 cigarettes also kill. So what is important is that this pan masala also is now supposed to be a precancerous. The contents of the pan masala, ketchu is there, tuna is there, all those betel quids and all, they are all class 1 carcinogen. Now it is so for all the scientific data now, this is proved beyond doubt that these are harmful products. If I tell you one thing, that if cigarette was introduced first time, like tobacco was introduced first time today in the market, it would not have come on the shelf, because anything which kills officially cannot be sold. Only thing, because it is there for so many years now, and always they find that what will happen to the farmers, what will happen to the people who are employed, and they don't take government doesn't take a very powerful stand on this tobacco. So because of that, it is somehow they say that we will try to cause awareness, we'll decrease the demand, so that automatically they will what you call shift to the different businesses. We give them some incentives. So in Gujarat and all, they had started this incentive that the companies were given incentive to shift their products from to the farming, like grapes and other things. so that, over a period of time, they can shift their all force in that, so that the people don't get, the farmers also were given incentive that instead of growing tobacco, you can grow different products. So all these things are being tried now. But one thing which has really made a dent is that Kodpa Act, which came in 2013 or so.
Okay.
So that that act has really, put brakes on this, and I think there is almost 6 to 7% decline overall in the use of tobacco.
Okay.
So that is there. In Goa, actually, we are the best state compared to all the other states in terms of control of tobacco. We are in the 10% bracket. 10% is an extremely good bracket because, whatever you do, in the end, some amount of people will be there who are going to, consume all these things. Now, see the part of the drugs also. In spite of it is banned, still people are there who will take the drugs. Even if it is banned, it is legally not available across the shelf. Still people go on doing all these things. So some amount of 10% people, you will have such type of people who will tell me that, yes, I'm going to buy from my money. I'm going to die. What is your problem? This type of people are still there in the market. But important here to realize that smoking is a gateway to the drugs. Those people who never smoke will never go to the drugs. So I always try to tell police also, they consider cigarette is a minor, fault. They don't worry about it. Say drugs is more important. But one fellow who has never smoked in lifetime will never go to drugs directly. True. So if you control the smoking in the children, automatically your drugs consumption will come down, because if he doesn't smoke, he doesn't come in that circle, and he doesn't come in that, what you call, he will never go to the drugs, because it all starts with cigarette. If you understand, they all start with cigarette, then they put something in the cigarette and give you, so that, you get little addicted to these things, and then suddenly then you shift from cigarettes to this thing. So importance of cigarette control or smoking control is extremely important. Now what has happened, people have shifted. Their smoking has gone down tremendously, but they have gone to the smokeless tobacco. Smokeless tobacco is cheaper for a child. They try to, because it's cheaper, it comes to 50 paisa or maybe 1 rupee, one sachet, or 2 rupees maybe. But a cigarette costs around 10 to 15 rupees each. So for a child of 8th standard, 7th standard, who has got little money, like for a pocket money, it is not possible for him to buy a full packet of cigarette. So that we have now told also that single sale of single cigarette also should be banned. Because if you sell single cigarette, then the children are trying to buy that 10 rupees one. He said, let me try and smoke this. So it is easier for them to buy a pan masala or a gutka for that matter, though it is not officially available, but unofficially it is available.
It is available.
It is available. You have to agree that it is available, though it is banned. So this is now that we are more concentrating ourselves amongst the children. So we are trying to see that in and around the school, there should not be any hawkers who are selling tobacco. And then we want to have this vendor licensing also, which is going like every vendor who sells tobacco in any form should be registered with this. They should know how much they sell. In a particular area, only few vendors will be there. Not everybody will be given license. So some sort of control we wanted to come. One is that on vendor licensing and sale of single cigarettes. This is our now next level. Plus, we want to change the Kotpa in a bigger way. In Kotpa also, the fine of 100 rupees, 200 rupees is a minimum. That was around 15 years back. So now they need to change all these to the higher bracket, so that you can fine around 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, which should be deterrent to any smoker. Otherwise, this all big hotels and all, they say, okay, you take this 200 and go. So, it becomes a very small fine. So then important is what is the indirect or a surrogate has to be properly framed properly. See, legally, it is like there are a lot of loopholes in this. He says, no, it is does not contain tobacco. Now he will say, Mr. Bachchan might say that I am doing elaichi product.
I was coming to that. Mr. Bachchan has recently ended his contract with one of the pan masala brands, saying it's he was not aware it's a surrogate advertising and things like that. So what do you have to say on that?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell. The companies are smart now, because they know that direct is absolutely not, Nobody will allow them anything which contains tobacco to be advertisement. There's a very clear-cut idea. Now, Kotpayat has said that direct and indirect. Now, what is this indirect or what is this so-called surrogative? Is a proper definition is not there. Because everybody will say, no, this is like a ilaichi. I'm trying to do ilaichi. I'm trying to do kesar. I'm trying to do, like soda for a whiskey. This is somewhere I think you have to have a proper guidelines as to what is this surrogate. That means suppose like Kamala Pasan, what was there? Kamala Pasan, if gutka is available, it cannot be given to anybody else's name. The same name cannot be used by anything. Or something that same company cannot have anything else to do with the same type of name. It is very easy. Even common man can tell that this is a surrogate advertisement. But if I move to the court on this issue, court may say that no, this is ilaichi. Court will see purely by what is there in the books. So government has to identify exactly what is the meaning of this indirect, put it in writing, put it in the Kotpa Act, that indirect advertisement means this. Give examples and tell that this is what. For example, I have told you as the same company should not be involved. What this company will, they will have one more surrogate company. They are also smart. There are advocates and they are sitting just to try to find out how the loopholes are created in all these things. But it is like a morally, at least, like Bachchan and all, you are a Padma Shri, you are Padma Vibhushan, you are a Padma, more Vibhushan than that. You are considered as the top level. How somebody can get swayed away by just somebody saying that I did not know all these things, that it was a surrogate advertisement.
The question is why they are getting associated with this kind of brands? Because
that is because of vitamin M. No. That is because of vitamin M. See, vitamin M is the biggest factor which sways everyone. You tell me now, what is the need of vitamin M for Shah Rukh Khan, Ajay Devgan, Hrithik Roshan, Salman Khan, Amitabh Bachchan? What is this money? You could have always said no to them. No, there are so many other things you can advertisement you can do. So, if you have little consciousness that yes, I am somebody which others follow, the children follow me. I should not do what, which is harmful to my children, at least. Forget about elderly. See, elderly people don't get straight away. I am telling you, around 50-year-old man, if just because Amitabh Bachchan is telling him to Kamala Pasan, he will not shift from Vimal. But a fresh student who is an 8th standard student, 10th standard student, college going student, who wants to start afresh, he will always go by a brand for his heroes. So you have to understand that initiation of this smoking or using smokeless tobacco starts because of these things. And our GATE study, which was done in 2019 in Goa, has shown that there is tremendous drop in actually smoking, but there is little rise in smokeless tobacco. And it's precisely because of this type of advertisements. So that I am worried about that. See, I am maybe the best state. My state may be the best state in control of tobacco. I am thankful to the successive government, successive bureaucrats, the electronic media, the print media. They have been supporting me in a big way in fight against this. But when the vitamin M comes, then everybody is this. See, your so-called media also knows that Vimal is this. Still they advertise. I am trying to catch Amitabh Bachchan. I cannot catch you because if you don't help me in sending my message to others, what I will do? See, my message has to go. I am not against Amitabh Bachchan or this. The message, see, today by doing this simple, by Mr. Bachchan withdrawing this, has sent a message to everyone. And I am quite sure that now it will be a shame for Shah Rukh Khan and Ajay Devgan, Hrithik Roshan and Salman Khan to continue with such type of this. When the top boss has said no to such type of things, surrogate advertisement, other lower end heroes also will fall in line automatically. And I hope there is no need to tell. And second one thing I want to tell, Ajay Devgan and Shah Rukh Khan himself smokes. Bachchan does not smoke himself. Still he does. That's why I'm more worried about it. When you yourself feel that this is not a right choice and you are telling others to have that right choice, it's not correct. No. Shah Rukh Khan is I'm not bothered about him because he just doesn't bother about anything. He wants to smoke everywhere. Because when he came in 2004 in for IFFI, International Film Festival here,
Yes.
the Chief Minister of Goa State, Mr. Digambar Kamath, was there sitting with him, and his 3-year-old girl was there with him, the granddaughter of our Chief Minister, and he was smoking right next to that daughter. Then that means he's beyond cure. You can't cure such type of people who doesn't think even that a child is there next to me. I should not smoke with when a child is there. So that's what I'm worried about. This type of heroes who are, they are just on the reel only, not a real time hero. So this, I hope that this Bachchan's move has, taken a right step. Bachchan has taken a right step to show that the other heroes also should follow his footsteps and withdraw from all this type of advertising.
Yes, let's hope so. My question to you, like recently that you have seen, Shah Rukh Khan's son is involved in drug cases. There are a rise of drug cases. We are talking about smoking, but the most severe thing that can happen is through drugs. So what do you have to say about that?
It all starts from culture from home only. If you see your father smoking right in the bedroom, right when next to you, and you start smoking, and Shah Rukh Khan has given an interview that I want my son to do the drugs, do sex, do smoking, everything he wants to do himself when he was a small kid also. So if the child sees his father or smoking in the house himself, what message he can send to the child? I don't blame Aryan for this, because that culture only is developed like that. Then how you can expect the next generation looking at your parents, if you can say that Baba, he's also smoking, why I should not smoke? And he has become such a big hero by smoking. So this is the young child behaves like that only. And there's no control because the father also is busy. There's no control over the child. Give them as amount of money as possible. This is the outcome of all these things. Yesterday I wrote one more 2-3 this because there is still that advertisements is going on.
Okay.
Amitabh Bachchan advertisement is still going on in the yesterday's IPL match which was played. So there are a lot of calls for me from everyone that he has said that he has withdrawn, but the advertisements are still on. Then somebody tell me, no, it is a legal thing that he has to be. If he is legally bound by that, why he has returned the money? If he has returned the money back to them, then they should stop it immediately, no?
Sure.
If they are not going to stop, don't give them the money. Let them finish the contract. Don't give them money. Give the money to Tata Memorial Hospital. Let the cancer patients get the money. Why now? Company is a double benefit. They got money from Bachchan also. Plus, they are getting the mileage which they should get by IPL, because now the crux matches are going on. The last 3 matches, like one is yesterday, now the eliminator, next one, and final. Maximum younger population will watch this. So I've written to, I have tweeted on to his this also that you should tell them, Baba, to stop with immediate effect. If you continue this, then what is the use? I mean, you will lose money also. In the bargain, you will lose contract also. And the company is benefited. So somebody has to look into this. I'm going to write to the Prime Minister's office on this issue also.
Okay.
And tomorrow, maybe today or tomorrow, I'm going to write to Prime Minister to specify in the Health Ministry also what is this surrogate advertisement and indirect advertisement, so we can ban it. And I can move to the court on that issue to guide the companies that you can't do all these things. You can have Ilaichi in a different name. You can have Kesar in different name, not in the same brand. Suppose tomorrow you have, a different name of the Ilaichi, and Bachchan does. I'm helpless. But the same name, same brand, same type of picture. What else it shows?
It's very confusing.
So I think I'm going to write to the PMO's office and the Health Ministry in the central government to look into this matter. And you have to blacklist all these heroes from any of the government functions, one who advertises like this. Bachchan also, I wrote, he is doing advertisement for control of TB. He's doing advertisement for control of polio. And in one side, you are telling me people should have good health. And the other side, you are telling them to smoke or telling them to eat pan masala. This is absolutely not done.
Yes. Talking about government, what are the other steps the government has taken to eradicate tobacco consumption in India?
The government's role is little funny. Government in one hand is trying to control the tobacco minerals. Other hand, it is giving financial aid to the farmers who are doing tobacco growing. See, government must stop the tobacco board first, which is promotes the tobacco farming. How you can do that? One side you are telling tobacco is harmful, and other side you are telling giving incentive to the farmers to grow tobacco. Is absolutely mixed. Government should have a long-term plan. See, I know, yes, we cannot stop tobacco tomorrow, but suppose government decide by 2050. By 2050, we will ban tobacco totally. Give them. Those who are in the industry should diversify their industry. Like what is done by ITC, it has gone into cricket gears, it has gone into shirts. There are so many things which are available. So you diversify yours. Farmers, yes, we will give him incentive to change over your farming from tobacco to potatoes, shengdana. You can go into the grapes. You can go in different fruits. So you do this, all this. So this type of, in next 10 years, first is that you dissolve that board, tobacco board, which stimulates into more growing of the tobacco. Give incentive to those ladies and those who, BDs and rolling BDs, those tend to leaves collection, because they are the lowermost strata of the society which are involved. And every time the company use that, see, we are trying to help them. What will happen to them if we stop our business? They will also suffer. It is a huge business. It's almost 1 lakh crore business worth of business. So there are a lot of people who are dependent on that. So government has to have a proper, like 25 years, next 25 years. I don't say that you ban it today and suddenly, everybody is in a mess. But till then we will do, sufficient awareness programs. But you give the incentive to the industry, give them some tax benefits. If you shift to the other product, we will give you some tax benefit. You can have so many things which can be done. They can appoint a committee to see how the things in next by 2050. That means another 30 years are there. In next 30 years, we see that 2050, we will totally ban tobacco in any form.
Okay.
It will save so many people from death.
True. Mr. Rukh, my last question to you. What would you like to tell the youth who are trying to quit smoking?
See, the life is so beautiful. You don't have to depend on this type of enjoyment. There are so many other enjoyments. Music is there, dancing is there. Now there are available avenues are there for you to express yourself. In the movies, you can go for a movies, you can go and go for a walking, go for exercise, gym. So many good things are there in life, and life is so beautiful. And it comes once in a while. It is not like it's not possible. So it is important to realize that the better things in life, choose life, not tobacco. That is our WHO also gives that you have to choose life versus tobacco. So if you want to tobacco, you decide you want to die of a pistol or you want to die of AK-47. That's up to you. What I can tell you. But as a oncologist, I have seen the sufferings of the people. We have seen the age group of oral cavity cancer are coming down. That means more and more people of younger generations are suffering. It's pathetic. If you see the end result, the last 3 months of a cancer of the oral cavity, it is pathetic. They can't eat. There is a hole here for breathing. There's a tube in the nose, and nobody wants such type of patients in the hospital. The children has to look after their parents at home only. You can see your, parents dying in your arms. It's a difficult sight for all these things. So abdomen, at least you cannot see anything. There are only stitches and you are in pain. But here you can see, all this saliva coming out. You cannot eat well. It's a pathetic way the last 3 months of life, because even as a doctor, I can't do anything for them. We don't have any treatment available for them at that particular time. So it is a problem. This finally who has to face? The children only. The children are the best actually to dissuade their parents from smoking. So I always tell the girl child is very important to save father from dying. Because the girl, now there are only one girl or one boy in a family. So if girl is little bit tough, because father always loves girl and mother always loves the son. So if the girl really puts pressure on the father to leave, I want to see you more so that you stop smoking. I think that's the best way to quit. We have tried our quitting. See, quitting is not easy. we have tried our best to, in spite of all efforts, including medicine, psychological counseling and behavior counseling, only maximum around 25 to 30% will live. That means 70% of the people will smoke to the grave.
Very
so you can
unfortunate.
imagine.
Yes.
Very unfortunate. And there are now facilities available for cessation and all. See, if you quit now, you can save the deaths immediately, because the people will be saved. If you tell people not to smoke and the children don't take to smoking, long-term deaths will be saved. So there are two ways we can control the deaths. One is by quitting, which will be immediately helpful, because once you quit, in another 1 year, you will be as good as a non-quitter, non-smoker. While your child does not start smoking, it will prevent a long-term death, potential death. So I feel that people are wise, the young children are wise now. They are only my problem is they are this to the, this, what you call, it's Google and all these things, like, you can just with a click of finger, you can know everything on this. So, they are tend to get swayed away by this different type of macho image created by the smokers and other things. So I think these advertisements play a very important role on a younger mind. So that's why we are trying to be as stringent on this advertisement as possible. I think better sense will prevail as well.
True. It's a great initiative, and thank you so much for taking out this time for us. Okay, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you very much.